Welcome and thank you for joining me today. Today we're talking about Shiva Shambho. Who is Shiva Shambho? And so let's get right into this. So Shiva Shambho first came as a Tsar into Egypt, and he's famously known as Osiris. So when you come into the world as a god, you in a body, you have your two self-replicas. So a Tsar is two self-replica are Anubis and Enoch, and Anubis became Archangel Michael, and so Osiris. If you turn into the world as a human being, you have to make a baby self. And so when Shiva returned as a human being, he made a baby self. And you guys could be very surprised right now. Do you know who Osiris's baby self is? The one and only Buddha. Yes. Buddha is Osiris's baby self. Shiva Shambho baby self is Buddha. Yes, and so Osiris evolved himself, because when you come as a god, you also have to return in the world as a human being. And so this is what was the problem with all the other gods, that they did not want to evolve themselves. They did not want to come down as a human being, because when you come as a human being, you lose all that power that you have. And they stayed in the magnetic form with their light being obscure, because they made a game out of stealing others' light. But Shiva Shambho, Asar, famously known as Osiris, returned into the world as a human being, and so did Horus, which evolved and became Shiva. So and Osiris, Asar, became Shiva Shambho. And what does Shiva Shambho mean? Shiva means that he became a pure being, and a pure being is that he returned, his being itself returned to the non-duality, but the consciousness remains in duality. So he's called a partial duality being. So which means that Shiva Shambho and all the supreme selves are in a partial duality being, and they're constantly battling with the consciousness. With their consciousness is always trying to get them, wanting to steal their light and to enslave them. So it's not easy. So I just want you guys to know this. So every time you call on Shiva Shambho or Shiva, just make sure that you are chanting victorious for them, because they have a lot to do. They have a lot. Their destiny is huge. What they have to do to bring balance to the world. So you have to be there chanting victory and triumphant for Shiva Shambho, for Shiva, for all the supreme self, Supreme Ra, for Gaia, the earth, for Nut, the sky. You have to be chanting for all of them. For Amun Ra, Amun Ra is the world, So you have to be chanting that they're all victorious and everybody return to balance and harmony. Yes. So Shiva Shambho is the pure being. That's what Shiva Shambho means. And Shambho means the liberator. Yes. So what he does is he liberates you from this duality existence. Yeah, he can make you liberate you so you can return back into the energy. Yeah, that's what. So you never have to have the cycle of life and death anymore once you get liberated from this life. Yeah. So Shiva Shambho has a message for everyone. He has a message for everyone. He wants you to illuminate yourself. Illuminate yourself. He wants you to balance yourself and stop sucking on Jesus' milk and to create your own, because you are the self. He wants you to know yourself. If you know yourself, you know that you are not going to give your soul away to anybody. and stop, wanting to suck on Jesus' milk and thinking Jesus is going to come to save you. When you are here, you are yourself. You are the self. And you need to come into self-realization and start doing the work. Do what Jesus did. Do what Buddha did. Do what Haile Selassie did. Do what Ramana Maharshi did. Do what Jasmine did. Evolve yourself and come into self-realization and know yourself. This is what Shiva Shambho is saying, because the Supreme Selves are working tirelessly to bring balance to the world. And when you don't face your truth, the job becomes harder, because your aspect of yourself is out in the invisible world, disembodied and in pure ignorance, doing all kind of crazy nonsense. And who has to deal with all the crazy nonsense that you're doing? The Supreme Self. Only the ones who come into the real and know the truth and see things the way that they are. But because you under the false lens of seeing, your perceptions are tainted with the illusions. And so you can't see things the way they are. And so this is what Shiva Shambho messages, that you need to come into self-realization to know yourself, so that you can see things the way they are, so that you can make balance within yourself and illuminate yourself, liberate yourself from this bondage. Shiva Shambho is the liberator. So you can call on Shiva Shambho. Remember that when any being, you call on any of the Supreme Selves and they come to you, you make sure that you thank them for coming to you and say victory to them, that they will be victorious in the work that they are doing, balancing the work, balancing your energy, balancing the beings that are yourself, that is out there, your self-replica. Like I said, when you come into the world, you make two self-replicas and a baby self. And so yourself out there into the world, your self-consciousness, self, which is magnetic, is exploring the world in ignorance as the gods and the devils and the demons and the satans. Yeah, and if you don't illuminate yourself, your other aspect of yourself stay in darkness. You want to illuminate yourself so that you can free the aspect of yourself that's in darkness. If you don't illuminate yourself, you stay in darkness, and all yourself just move around in darkness. And who has to deal with those selves in the darkness, in ignorance, behaving badly? The Supreme Self, and anyone who come into realization and see things the way they are. They are the ones who have to deal with your demons and your devils and your satans, which are yourself in ignorance. You cannot see yourself doing all of these crazy things that you're doing. Stop it already. Stop with the voodoo. Stop with the harming others, with the witchcraft. Shiva Shambho is saying, stop all of these things. It's time to know your truth. Okay, this is a message from Shiva Shambho, the message from Osiris. He is the liberator. He liberates you from this existence, right? So know that Shiva Shambho is, let's recall who Shiva Shambho. Shiva Shambho is Asar. Shiva Shambho is popularly known as Osiris. Who is his baby self? Buddha. And Buddha has been merged inside of Shiva Shambho. So when you're calling on Buddha, do you know who you're calling on? Shiva Shambho. Yes. And who are his self-replica? Anubis. And Anubis Anubis is Archangel Michael. And Archangel Michael is also a partial duality being in the world right now, working with Shiva Shambho to help to bring the world to balance. And his other self-replica is Enoch. Yes. So know these truths about Shiva Shambho that you never knew before, because you thought you would never know anything more about Osiris, right? But now I have just told you the truth. This is what Shiva Shambho wanted you to know. Okay? I want to thank you so much for joining me. I am Primalite, prepared for the world with the identity of Set, daughter of the Self-Supreme, Primalite. I am the liberator and advocate for all souls. I'm calling Shiva Shambho, 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 victorious, triumphant, Shiva Shambho. Shambho, 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 Shambho. Shambho, 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 victorious, triumphant, Shiva Shambho.